The following is a sample lesson taught on classtutor.online. If you like it, sign up for your free lesson today. We're recapping what we did last lesson, so if you haven't done this before, it will hopefully make sense soon. So it says that the volumes of two mathematically similar solids are in a ratio of 8 to 125. And it says the surface area of the similar solids is 24 centimeters squared. Work out the surface area of the larger solid. So we went through this in quite some detail last lesson. I'll bring up the table method that I mentioned. So the ratio of 8 to 125, what does that mean? It means for every 8 centimeters of volume in the small one, or because it's measured in centimeters cubed, because of course it's volume, it's going to be 125 centimeters cubed for the larger one. So this tells you a relationship between one and the other. So if you want to work out how you go from one to the other, you divide the bigger one by the smaller one. So that gives you 125 divided by 8, which is what, Imad? So if you're getting, so I can see people, I don't know where that poll's gone. Oh, there it is. So hopefully everyone's answered it. I can see 16 have come in. So there's a couple of people who haven't answered yet. If you cannot answer that poll, that'd be good. So vectors is one of the most misunderstood topics, largely because it's very visual. But I'm going to show you a couple of rules that you need to do like we do with everything. And then the rest hopefully becomes easier. The first half of this is very easy, I'm going to tell you. But you need to make sure you understand the first half really well, because the second half of this is quite hard, okay? Because it involves proof, and you all love proofs because you all did them for circle theorems. It involves that stuff again, where you have to kind of do certain things, okay? So firstly, we're going to look at adding vectors and just what is a vector, etc. So what is a vector? A vector is basically where you go a certain distance and a certain direction, okay? So you're going this length, whatever this length is, and you're going in that angle, in that particular direction, okay? So if I did that same line anywhere, so if I did that line here, or here, or here, we call all of these A. Now, it's usually A that's bold, and being bold is important because that tells you it's a vector. You can also do A with a line underneath it as well. That's another way of writing it, okay? This is some basic stuff, to be honest. It doesn't involve too much. Can you just match the letters with these ones? I'm just going to shout out your names and see if it's okay. So what you need to do is, the first one here I'll do for you. The top one tells us how much across you are going. The bottom one tells us how much up you are going. Inaya, which one matches with 1, 0 out of these letters on the right-hand side?
Is it C?
Good, C. So here's some addition stuff. So can you all write out your answers for these, please? So I'll do the first one. A plus B, you are adding this with this one, okay? So if you imagine visually what it's going to look like, you've gone across A, so you've gone this way to here, and then you're going to do this direction of B, so you're going to go down to there. So what we're going to ask is, what's the overall effect? The overall effect is I've gone from that starting point to that end point, which is essentially going 1, 2, 3, 4 across, minus 1 down, right? So that's 4 minus 1. Now, you don't want to have to sit and do that every single time. The easiest thing to do is to write out what A, B, C, and D are. So A is, for example, here, 3, 2. B is 1 minus 3. Now, what you'll notice is 4 minus 1 is the same as adding A plus B. You add the top bits. 3 plus 1 is 4. The bottom bit is 2 plus minus 3, which gives you minus 1, which is the exact same as what we had here. So I showed you how to do it visually. That's the kind of idea of it. Can you all, I'm going to delete all that. Firstly, write out what A, B, C, and D are, and then answer each of these questions, please. You can send it to me on the chat as you do them. And what we're going to do is the chat, write it like this. So it was something like that last one I did. think it was 4 minus 1. So you can just send it like that as an example. And if you don't understand anything, drop me a message.
If you like this sample, why not sign up for a free lesson on www.classtutor.online.